Hello students. In this video we are discussing a question from unit 11, that is advances in biotechnology. So the question is lab grown cells of a tumor, that is wild type tumor, expressing a novel cancer antigen and a variant of the same tumor that has lost MHC class 1 expression were injected subcutaneously into normal mice, data of which has been depicted with dotted line in the graphs, and into nude mice, the data of which is depicted with solid line. The growth of the tumors in the two mouse strains is shown below. तो पहले देख लेते हैं कि नॉर्मल माइस में और न्यूड माइस में ट्यूमर का ग्रोथ किस हिसाब से हुआ है. न्यूड माइस आर थाइमस डेफिशिएंट माइस, मतलब उनमें टी सेल्स की पॉपुलेशन है वो ऑलमोस्ट नेग्लिजिबल होती है, बहुत कम नंबर्स होता है. तो पहला जो ग्राफ है एक्स, दैट इज फॉर वाइल्ड टाइप ट्यूमर. सो इन दिस वी कैन सी दैट as the time goes by, the tumor in nude mice grows in size, but in normal mice it initially increases in size, and after a few days it goes down in size. ये हो गया वाइल्ड टाइप ट्यूमर के लिए. अभी जो दूसरा ग्राफ है, दैट इज ग्राफ वाई, which is for the MHC class 1 loss variant of the tumor, which means that these tumor cells do not express MHC class 1 molecules. So here basically we can see that the reverse of the first graph is happening, that in the nude mice the tumor size is growing down as the days progress, and in the normal mice tumor size keeps increasing. So now, keeping this data in mind, the following statements were made. Statement A is, in normal mice, cytotoxic T lymphocytes recognize tumor cells in the presence but not absence of MHC class 1 molecules. Now, statement B is, in nude mice, natural killer cells recognize tumor cells in the absence but not in the presence of MHC class 1 molecules. Statement C is, cytotoxic T lymphocytes and natural killer cells inhibit each other if MHC class 1 molecules are present but not if they are absent. And statement D is, in mice injected with tumors lacking MHC class 1 molecules, antibodies generated with the help of CD4 cells restrain the growth of the tumor in nude mice. Now, which one of the following options represents the combination of all correct statements? Option 1 is A and D. Option 2 is B and C. Option 3 is A and B. And option 4 is only A. मतलब कि स्टेटमेंट ए में क्या कहा है कि जो साइटोटॉक्सिक टी लिम्फोसाइट्स है वो नॉर्मल माइस में MHC1 एक्सप्रेसिंग ट्यूमर्स को मार देंगे, और न्यूड माइस में जो नेचुरल किलर सेल्स है वो ट्यूमर सेल्स को मार देंगे ओनली इन द एब्सेंस ऑफ MHC1 मॉलिक्यूल्स. स्टेटमेंट सी में कहा है कि वो दोनों एक दूसरे को इनहिबिट करेंगे, साइटोटॉक्सिक टी लिम्फोसाइट्स एंड नेचुरल किलर सेल्स, मतलब एक होगा तो दूसरे को काम नहीं करने देगा, डिपेंडिंग वेदर MHC class 1 molecules are present or not. और डी में कहा है कि जो माइस में MHC1 लैकिंग ट्यूमर्स इंजेक्ट किए हैं उसमें जो एंटीबॉडीज बनते हैं CD4 सेल्स की हेल्प से, वो ट्यूमर ग्रोथ को रिड्यूस करते हैं न्यूड माइस में बट नॉट इन नॉर्मल माइस. So to solve this, first we'll learn a little about both the cytotoxic T cells and natural killer cells. So cytotoxic T lymphocytes require thymus for maturation. That's why they are denoted with the T lymphocytes. Whereas the natural killer cells, they do not require thymus for maturation. Lymphocytes undergo a rearrangement of receptor genes so they can identify a variety of target molecules, whereas the receptors on the natural killer cells do not undergo any rearrangement of the genes. Now, cytotoxic T lymphocytes are not always in the active state. They require to be activated for maximum cytotoxic activity, whereas natural killer cells do not require such activation. They are constitutively cytotoxic, which means that they have the granules of various enzymes that they use to kill cells, and the cytotoxic T lymphocytes don't always have these granules. They start making them after they are activated. And finally, the point which I think relates most to the question, that is, cytotoxic T lymphocytes are MHC1 MHC restricted. That is, वो उसी सेल्स को मारेंगे जिस पे MHC1 मॉलिक्यूल एक्सप्रेस होगा और उसके साथ कोई एंटीजन बाउंड होगा, नॉन सेल्फ एंटीजन स्पेसिफिकली। और जो नेचुरल किलर सेल्स है वो MHC1 रिस्ट्रिक्टेड नहीं है। इनफैक्ट नेचुरल किलर सेल्स थे, उनका डिस्कवरी ही ऐसे हुआ था कि सर्टन वायरसेस है और जो ट्यूमर सेल्स है जो MHC मॉलिक्यूल्स एक्सप्रेस नहीं करते हैं, तो उनका जो किलिंग था, उनको जब साइंटिस्ट ने स्टडी किया, सो दे डिस्कवर्ड दिस टाइप ऑफ सेल्स एंड दे नेम्ड देम नेचुरल किलर सेल्स। तो ये डिटेल्स ध्यान में रखते हुए अभी फिर से हम दोनों ग्राफ्स को देखते हैं। So what is happening in the wild type tumor? Wild type means it is expressing MHC1 molecules. So normal mice which have a functioning thymus, they will have cytotoxic T lymphocytes. So when there is a tumor presenting that novel cancer antigen on the MHC class 1 molecules, the cytotoxic T lymphocytes will recognize that and they'll start killing the tumor cells. So we can see in this graph that the tumor size is decreasing as the days go by. Whereas nude mice, they don't have a thymus, or it is in a very vestigial state, so it's non-functional, so they don't have cytotoxic T lymphocytes, so they are unable to kill the tumor, so tumor keeps growing as the days go by. Okay, now we look at the Y graph, that is with MHC1 loss variant of tumor. So now, in this case, the cancer cells are not expressing MHC1 molecules. So they can't be killed by cytotoxic T lymphocytes. That's why we can see that in normal mice, the tumor size keep increasing as the time goes by. Whereas in the nude mice, the natural killer cells kill these tumor cells because they are not expressing MHC1 molecules. Now, the way killing by natural killer cells works is that they have a variety of receptors. They are basically classified in two types, that is activation receptors and inhibition receptors. And MHC1 molecules bind to inhibition receptors, that is, natural killer cells won't kill any cells that are expressing MHC1 molecules. But also, this is the inhibition signal, but also it requires something to bind to the activation receptor for the natural killer cells to start killing. So what happens is the interplay between activation and inhibition signals. So in the case of MHC1 loss variant of tumor, there is no MHC1 to inhibit the natural killer cells. So in nude mice, they end up killing the tumor cells. But now here you might think that since natural killer cells don't require any specific situation like thymus gland for maturation, then normal mice also have natural killer cells. So, why the tumor is growing in normal mice and why it is not going down in normal mice? So, again, it comes down to the activation signals. If the cancer cells are not presenting any strong activation signals, then the NK cells, that is natural killer cells in normal mice, may not be able to be completely activated and kill the tumor cells. Whereas in nude mice, since there are no cytotoxic T lymphocytes, so the immune system tries to complement it by having more active natural killer cells. This activation can be from different activating cytokines, and also in the normal mice, the regulatory T cells, which are often denoted as Tregs, they might suppress the activities of natural killer cells, but since nude mice don't have a thymus, they won't also have regulatory T cells. So, in case of nude mice, natural killer cells are more active, and so we see the tumor size going down as the days go by. So now, from all this data and all this discussion, let's revisit the options once again. So the first statement is statement A. In normal mice, cytotoxic T lymphocytes recognize tumor cells in the presence of MHC1, but not in the absence. Now, this statement is correct. Then, statement B. In nude mice, natural killer cells recognize tumor cells in the absence of MHC1, but not in the presence. This is also correct. Now, statement C. Cytotoxic T lymphocytes and natural killer cells inhibit each other if MHC1 is present, but not if it is absent. Now, there is no proof of such competing activities. So, this statement is false. And statement D. In mice injected with tumors lacking MHC class 1 molecules, antibodies generated with the help of CD4 cells restrain the growth of tumor in nude mice. So CD4 cells are T helper cells, which are not present in nude mice since there is no thymus. So and also we are not given any data regarding that. So just by going based off data, this statement is false. So we have two correct statements, that is A and B. So our correct answer is option 3, that is A and B. If you like this video, share it with your friends. If you are visiting the channel for the first time, subscribe to my channel. We have the target of completing the syllabus before the NET exam in June. Thank you for watching.